Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is a very quick review of the 1986 Games Workshop release, the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, based on the best-selling children's book by Steve Jackson. Yeah, it's released by Games Workshop in 1986, and we're going to have a little look at it, see what we think we like, what we don't like, and then give us our well, definitely final thoughts, because we've played this one to death, as you can see. So yeah, we'll be back after this.
Board Games 4K.
Yeah, we've done a little run through this one recently. For some reason, I don't know, it seems to be stuck uploading, but you can still watch it if you go on the Fight Fantasy playlist. Maybe that was rectified by the time you've watched this, but who knows. But anyway, yeah, this was designed by Steve Jackson, the same bloke who done the Fight Fantasy books, and it's a sort of semi-accurate representation of the book, really. I mean, you know, you sort of find yourself, you and up to six other people, generate a character based on the skill stamina lock system, and you're traversing through this dungeon looking for keys, and you've got this sort of Cluedo mechanism where you when you roll a 1, you can do a key challenge, and you can ask somebody if they're in possession of a certain numbered key, because the Warlock's chest, after you defeat the Warlock, you've got to have found these physical keys under these treasure tokens, and then you've also got to have deduced which keys are in that open the Warlock's chest. So it's like a Cluedo mechanism. So what do we like about this game? Well, the first thing that springs to mind is the fact that it's a kind of quite an accurate representation of the book. I don't see how they could have got any more closer to the actual source material than actually reading the book. Reading the book instead of playing a game. So, you know, the artwork's fantastic. It really looks good. It was I remember buying it back in the day, and we had such a blast with this one. It's really good. I mean, you know, it's a roll and move game, so you roll the dice, and then you move that number of spaces, and then you either have an encounter or you beat up another player. So it's a very basic sort of game. So yeah, in fact, you've got two sections of the game. You've got the bit before the river, the bit after the river. Maybe you got a third, but you got the maze as well, which works quite well. You know, it's quite good, quite clever the way the maze works. You've got, like, I think it's 6 tiles, and they're randomised, and then you put them out on the board, and then you flip them over, and it either makes you go one way or the other way. So, you know, but there's always one way through, but the one true path is always the longest route. So that's quite good. There's a good variation of monsters. You know, in fact, you've got special encounters that they act differently. It's not just, you know, basic fighting. So there's things you've got to negotiate, like the Fool gives you cash, and there's all sorts of nice little surprises in store. And then you've got the fixed encounters, which are always on the board, and you always know where they are. So that's quite good. So it's 3 levels of encounters, and then you've got the treasures. So, you know, there's nice surprises. So you've got the Giver of Sleep in there, and you know, you've got all sorts of you've got a lot of gold. You can buy stuff, and you know, you're never really sort of stuck with things to do. You're never sort of wandering around the board thinking, oh my god, what am I going to do now? So yeah, there's that nice aspect. And yeah, this one of the things we like about this now is the nostalgia value of it. You know, it really does sort of hark back to those the Games Workshop glory days in the middle and late 80s, where they were top of their game. They focused on board games primarily. It was before pre-Warhammer. I mean, you know, 40,000 and all that, when they dumped all their board games. I mean, they had Cosmic Encounter, they had Judge Dredd the board game. What else? They have a Warrior Knights. They had a Chainsaw Warrior. They had custom base. It was a UK thing, and yeah, the nostalgia value of this one is off the charts, and that's a really good thing. But yeah, so what don't we like about Warlock of Firetop Mountain? Well, in general, I mean, this game is completely and utterly dated. I mean, you know, the simple fact that it all harbours around roll and move. You know, it's unforgivable. I mean, back in the 1980s, you could forgive that, you know, but it's just in this day and age, it's a no-no. You can't have roll and move. I mean, you know, you might roll okay, you've got a key challenge which keeps you interested, where you're going to get a bonus for not moving. But if you roll a 2 and a 2 and a 2, and you're not going to get anywhere, are you? If you roll a 6, you're going to be stomping around the board. So there's that random element. I mean, why? There's no reason for it to be roll and move. I mean, okay, what they should have done is maybe had the wizard moving up to a certain amount, you know, and then because they got spells or something, and then the warrior moving a lot more, but they don't get any bonuses through spells or something like that, you know. But so that's short-sighted. But it's nothing to do with the actual game itself. It's just the design decisions that were in place at the time. So, you know, and what else don't we like about it? I mean, the fact that you've got you've got to find the physical keys as well. So, I mean, who's to say that one of the players isn't going to mop up all the keys real quick, you know, and then you're left without, there's no keys that open the Warlock's chest left on the board. I mean, they've got the skeleton keys as well in there, but I mean, you know, you could be left wandering around not knowing if the other players have got all the physical keys that you pick up, and you can't win. So, so that's a massive mistake, I think. That you could, it breaks the game, I think, for me. If that happens, it's rare that it happens. It's never happened when we've played it over the last 40 odd years or whatever, however long it's been. But yeah, that could potentially break the game, and maybe Mr. Jackson was thinking, you know, that's never going to happen. So yeah, okay, fair enough. Another thing that is a bit of a no-no for us. Yeah, as with all fighting fantasy books, if you start off with a skill of 7 and a low stamina, you're stuffed. You can't win. I mean, I've tried balancing it with the extra gold pieces. So you get extra provisions of gold pieces based on, if you've got low skill, you take that away from 12, and that's how many extra bits you get. But it's not enough. You know, that extra skill, that extra stamina is worth a billion times more than a few gold pieces and extra provisions. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's, at the end of the day, you know, there's more negatives to this game. You've got to look at this game in two ways. You've got to look at it as a piece of nostalgia, like a relic from 1980s. Like you're looking into the past, like a museum piece. Or you can look at it in terms of how does it hold up against games of its type today. And it's I don't know, I'm torn, because the mechanics are poor, the execution's poor, but the nostalgia value and the way it relates to fighting fantasy is top notch. You know, I don't think they could have done anything more with the source material, as we've already said. So I mean, that's Warlock of Firetop Mountain. If you want to see the game played, not in its entirety because it would have taken ages, it's quite a long game really, but if you want to see the game played, see how the mechanics work, see a few encounters, then watch our play through this one, and that is the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. So if you enjoyed this video, if it's been enlightening to you, then please consider subscribing to the channel, because if you subscribe to the channel, this channel will get bigger and bolder. We'll be able to do more stuff. We'll be able to give you more content, more reviews, more playthroughs, more other stuff. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, make sure you comment down below, tell us what you like, what you don't like, and what else do you want to see. If you want to see some other stuff, tell us, because otherwise we ain't going to know, are we? Hey, we'll see you next time.